So here, this is Lord Potato, and this is What If Naruto was a Kitsune and had a special Renegon, Part 4. So you're probably all wondering, wait, what? You're actually bringing the series back? You're not actually gonna be lazy and actually forget about it? Well, yeah. And damn, I'm gonna have to do a recap because it's been 9 months, and the first part 1, part 2 were 10 months ago. But other than that, I'm just going to do a recap of part 3. If you want to hear a recap of the others, I kind of did recaps for no reason. Well, you know what? Never mind. Um, but let me begin into this what if. Before I do that, go subscribe to my sunset iconic what ifs and Obito what ifs. There are links will be in the description. Um, what's it called? Also, if you heard that noise, that's just my Nintendo Switch, kind of showing me that something kind of already got downloaded, because right now I'm playing Assassin's Creed. I want to say 2, well, not 2, Assassin's Creed 1 and Assassin's Creed 2. So yeah, mostly Ezra. So yeah, I just got it today. I got bored. I wanted to play some Assassin's Creed because Assassin's Creed Origins is taken over by my sibling, but don't worry about that. But other than that, I know I'm rambling on way too damn much about me wanting to play more Assassin's Creed because I love the goddamn game and the genre of it. But not other than that, I should shut up and begin into this what if and do the recap. But before doing that, yeah, let me do it right now. So, we go into a recap of what happened last time. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze Senju Uchiha Yoshi. So, Yoshin, whatever. He has 5 names in total, but he picks the Senju name. So, of course, Naruto is named Naruto Senju. Now, Naruto is best friends with the Hyuga clan and the heiress. Mostly, Naruto sees, Hinata as like a sister figure, not like some kind of, whatever, romantic, whatever. No, that's Sasuke and Hinata. Naruto kind of sees, what's it called, someone named not Sibian, someone named Salina, or not Salina, I forgot what I call her, so I'm gonna call her Yui. I'm gonna call her Yui instead. This girl with purple hair, like purple, not highlights, purple hair with kind of like somewhat purplish eyes. Of course, well, not purplish eyes, like not emerald color eyes, like kind of greenish. Now, of course, this is where, well, she can, her name, I didn't remember what I kind of named her. So, of course, she has a dojutsu where it allows for her eye to kind of transform into like some kind of flower dojutsu that allows her to kind of use her flower Kekkei much stronger. So, yeah. So, I'm gonna call her Yui because I forgot her name. Yes. I know it's an OC, and it's been kind of 9 to 10 months ago, so I forgot her name. And yeah, so of course Yui, she's kind of friends with Naruto and even closer with that. But whatever, that in the near future, but whatever. Of course, this is where they are all kind of friends. Of course, Sasuke and Naruto barely like each other, but they're kind of friends. So yeah, rival somewhat. Of course, then there's Kakashi Hatake, who's actually the sensei of all of them. Of course, they went on a mission called, a secret mission to kind of protect Tazuna. This is where they had to meet Zabuza and Haku. Naruto kind of went berserk a little bit and kind of killed Haku and Zabuza. This is where what's it called, Doug members, they kind of get electrified and killed. But yeah, they got all killed, slaughtered by Naruto's power. But yeah, in his rage mode, because Yui was kind of hurt by Haku. But yeah. Now, we go after that. We go into Team 7 kind of helping the bridge builder finish. Now, of course, this is where Naruto and Yui and even Sasuke and Hinata, they go back to the Leaf Village. So yeah, let me begin from there. So, after Naruto and Hinata and even what's called Yui and Sasuke are all back at the Leaf Village, Naruto and Yui kind of go to kind of get food. Now, of course, where Hinata kind of goes to see her father, and Sasuke has nowhere to go, so he kind of follows Hinata and talks to her. Hinata doesn't mind Sasuke coming along with her because she sometimes goes red if what's called But she sometimes kind of like goes red if Sasuke's way too close to her. But yeah, she really doesn't mind Sasuke. Basically, Hinata has a small, slight crush on, well, Sasuke. And of course, Sasuke kind of has the same. Now, of course, they're going to the Hyuga compound. Now, he kind of doesn't hate the Uchiha. At the same time, he doesn't like the Uchiha being next to Hinata. But yeah, of course, Hiyashi realized that both Hinata and Naruto are kind of like siblings figures, and realized that, yeah, Naruto is not really gonna be like a part of a family, truly, when they're older, but still like a family kind of sister and brother figure, yeah. But of course, Hiyashi doesn't mind that. He likes the boy, of course. The boy did protect his daughter, did protect her by like 2 times from what's it called, the Kuma ninjas, and also from bullies and from also Kiba, but yeah. So of course, he doesn't mind Naruto that much. He doesn't hate him or anything. And if marriage is not a possible thing, he doesn't hate him either way, but yeah. So of course, we go into Naruto and Yui. Or, do I call her Yui? Or you know what, Sabina. So I'm gonna call her Sabina. Sabina, I just gotta remember that and not be an idiot. So Sabina is right now next to Naruto. And of course, they went to kind of get food. This is where they meet Team 8. Team 8 contains Shikamaru Narwa. Wait, not Team 8. Team 10 contains of Shikamaru Narwa, Choji Akamichi, and Ino Yamanaka. This is where Ino kind of schools and sees Naruto and Sabina kind of being next to each other. This is where, well, Ino is kind of, she doesn't really like fangirl over what's called Naruto. She instead kind of likes the idea of Naruto and Sabina kind of being together. Because you know how Ino is. She's so dramatic and other things, but yeah. This is where, well, she's saying, oh, girl, did you finally got your first kiss with Naruto-kun? This is where Sabina kind of goes red. Like, instead of being red, she kind of goes purple. And Ino thinks it's kind of an amazing color because she loves Sabina's hair color and her eyes. And even the fact that she kind of blushed kind of purple. Now, this is where Shikamaru says it's such a drag. Choji says, so where you guys went on? Naruto says, on a C-rank mission. It was nothing much because, you know, I'm the strongest out of, well, not really the strongest. He's not cocky or anything. He just says that we just managed to pass it somewhat. That's where Shikamaru says, it's such a drag. Our sensei kind of trying to force us to go on a C-rank mission is such a drag. That's where Naruto laughs and says, you freaking lazy Naruto. God damn it. What is your sensei and everyone else going to do with you? This is where Shikamaru just says, let me lay down on the ground and go to sleep. Naruto says, nah, that's a bad idea to do. This is where Shikamaru says, whatever. This is where Choji says, so, Naruto, what's it called? Are you and, what's it called, Sabina on a thing? This is where Naruto says, no. Why did you ever say something like that? We're friends. We're just friends. Come on. This is where Choji says, oh, okay, I'm just asking because if I don't ask, Ino's going to attack me. This is where, well, Naruto says, I guess so. This is where, well, Naruto coughs and says, but, let's just eat. Let's just ignore about all that love stuff or whatever. Okay? This is where Sabina nods, and this is where, Ino kind of somewhat nods, but at the same time still wants to ask Sabina a lot of questions. This is where, well, we go into the eating, well, them eating, but yeah. This is where, well, we go into a time skip later. It's been about 3 months later, and of course, Naruto has kind of gotten stronger. When I mean stronger, I mean he is stronger in his affinities, he's stronger in his Sharingan, and I did mention what color his Sharingan was. Mostly it was like a black, but also has white tomoyas in it. Like the white dot, white tomoyas, but yeah. But of course, that is kind of his Sharingan. That's what it looks like. When he kind of goes into a berserk state, it has like multiple colors, and the red kind of just merges, but yeah. And the tomoyas kind of being multiple colors, but yeah. And so where, well, we go into, well, Naruto kind of training with wood style, and of course he was told by Kakashi about the tuning exam. Now Naruto wants to go in because he's strong enough. He wants to kind of graduate to become Chunin. Sasuke also knows that he wants to be Chunin so he can protect his loved ones. He thinks in his mind mostly Hinata, and his face does go red a little bit. Now, of course, Hinata does want to protect her loved ones, her, well, kind of brother figure like Naruto, her friend Sabina, and then when she thinks of Sasuke, she goes red. This is where, well, she just wants to be strong enough. This is where, well, Sabina really thinks about it and wants to protect her friends and even Naruto more. But yeah, she just wants to be a strong Kunoichi, and that's why she wants to go in the Chunin exam also. This is where, well, Naruto has been training with Sabina, but yeah. Of course, this is where, well, we go into the Chunin exam. Of course, they are going in, and of course, I should mention what Naruto's wearing. Naruto's wearing a kind of like green shirt. His coat is kind of like a, what's it called, white but black kind of coat at the same time. He has the Uzumaki and Senju symbol on the back, like both of them. And of course, where, well, he also has kind of like dark pants. He got like black pants, black sandals, and of course he has his headband on top of his head. This is where, well, he's getting ready for the Chunin exam. Of course, I should also mention that he has fingerless gloves, but yeah. This is where, well, Naruto also has two swords on his back. He has kind of, well, not two swords. He actually has only two tonsils that he has on his side, just in case he goes into battle with someone else kind of having a sword or tonsil. But yeah. We go into Sasuke Uchiha. Sasuke Uchiha is not wearing those white shorts or that blue kind of like shirt. He is kind of wearing black pants. He's wearing kind of a, what's it called, like white shirt underneath his kind of like dark blue jacket. Yes, he's wearing a dark blue jacket. He's having the, not Uzumaki, the Uchiha crest on his back. And even one small Uchiha crest like on his, what's it called, jacket that's kind of near his pocket mostly. Like a pocket on the jacket. Because it's kind of like a coat at the same time jacket. This is where, well, it's a dark blue color. He has the jacket. But yeah, he has what's it called, black sandals. And of course, he has a sword on his back. You know that sword that Sasuke had like an original canon? Yeah, he has kind of that sword, but instead of being like that sword that he has what's it called? Well, the sword is kind of like the handle. Instead of being what's it called, black. Instead of being black, it's kind of, the handle is still kind of the same, but instead of being black, it's kind of dark blue. It has the Uchiha crest on it. And of course, this is where the sheath is kind of black, but yeah. The blade is actually, instead of being a normal steel blade, it's actually kind of like bluish. So he kind of had it forged, and of course, instead of being normal metal chakra, it's a very high infinity for lightning chakra. So yeah, he has a very high infinity lightning chakra when he trained with Kakashi. But yeah, this is where, well, he has it on his back, and of course, this is where, it's not a long katana, it's a medium katana, because, well, he won't be able to kind of use a longer katana, but yeah. Of course, he didn't want to have two tontos because he already sees Naruto kind of having it, so he doesn't want to take Naruto's style. And of course, that's why he picked a medium katana. This is where we go into Sabina. Sabina is kind of wearing a purple kind of like coat. This is where she's wearing a black shirt underneath, but kind of purple coat. This is where, well, she is also wearing what's called kind of like dark black, but at the same time having purple a little bit, like leggings a little bit, but yeah. Of course, she has what's called purple, dark purple sandals, but yeah, because she loves the color purple a lot. Of course, her hair is pretty long. It's kind of near her, what's called back a little bit, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly the shoulder. It's shoulder length, but yeah. This is where, well, she's kind of next to Naruto, but yeah. Of course, this is where, well, she has what's called normal kunai and shuriken, but she has what's called a sword. She is, well, she doesn't use a long sword neither. She kind of uses a medium, like, katana. But it isn't like Sasuke. It's kind of mostly, she kind of wears it on the back and all that. She kind of, yeah, on her back. But it's a medium sword like this. So this is what Sabina's kind of katana looks like. It does have a white sheath, but with purple flowers on it. So yeah. Now, Hinata is next, and of course, she's next to Sasuke. She isn't wearing that kind of like white, well, kind of like white jacket, mostly. She's wearing what's called black, well, mostly a kind of white shirt. She's wearing what's called kind of like dark blue legging pants. But yeah, of course, she got dark blue sandals. She's wearing a coat similar to Sasuke, but it's not dark blue. It's kind of what's called a dark kind of what's it called dark. It's like a dark, similar purple color towards like Sabina's purple coat, but it's kind of a darker color. Of course, she has the Hyuga crest on her back, and of course, she doesn't have a katana or even like a what's it called tanto or medium katana or anything like that. She has what's it called the kunai and shurikens. She also has like wires, but of course she's using senbons. She uses mostly senbons because of her accuracy, where her Byakugan. So yeah, this is where they are all kind of ready to go in the tuning exams, which they all go in. Of course, Rock Lee wants to challenge both Naruto, Sasuke, and even what's it called Hinata, to a taijutsu spar. Hinata refuses. Now, of course, Rock Lee wanted to kind of ask Tobina out, but this is where Naruto was already annoyed and pissed. So, of course, he kind of like grabs Rock Lee's arm and kind of cracks it and says, "Still like to have this taijutsu spar. Why don't we?" With this friendly, evil smile. Now, of course, Sabina was kind of like nervous with Naruto's kind of evil smile, because that's only for people when they kind of get over themselves and trying to go out with Sabina. Because Naruto, he really likes Sabina, and of course, they don't really know about their emotions that much, so yeah. So, of course, Naruto, he whoops the shit out of Rock Lee. Except that Rock Lee was about to take off his weights, and Naruto was also about to take off his weights, because Naruto, I should mention, even though he has fingerless gloves, behind the fingerless gloves and his jacket is wearing these weights that are kind of like it looks like clothing weights, so it looks like a wristband, but instead of being a wristband, they're weight clothing. Mostly he has mostly his clothing is kind of weighted, but yeah. He also has his shoes are kind of not normal. His sandals are actually weighted, so yeah. Think of it like Goku. Goku, how he wears weight clothes. Most of the clothes that Naruto's wearing, like his shirt is weighted, his pants is somewhat weighted, but yeah. This is where, Naruto was getting ready just to kind of, take off some of the weights that he has. But I should mention that Naruto also does wear kind of weights like Rock Lee. But Naruto realized that he kind of wears all this weight, yeah. But at the same time, if Naruto needs to, he can actually release the weight, because it's weighted clothing that Naruto has, but it's mostly Funjutsu that he has on his clothes. So if Naruto releases, he can actually get out of the kind of gravity seals that are on his clothes, mostly. This is where, Naruto, he kind of sees Rock Lee's about to do the same, until my guy punches him in the face saying, "Rock Lee, you idiot!" It's where Naruto's confused, Sylvina, Sasuke, and even Hinata are confused, and this is where, my guy says, "You are only supposed to use that as the last resort, or the last resort to protect people, not use it against your comrades." This is where Rock Lee says, "I'm sorry, my guy!" But yeah, of course, this is where they make that genjutsu. Naruto ignores it, Sylvina also ignores it. This is where Sasuke and Hinata are trying to use their Sharingan to try to dispel the genjutsu, but yeah. This is where, they go to the tuning exam room anyway. This is where they see it to be only the second floor. And this is where, Naruto, they kind of send a very powerful fire attack straight towards, the two tuning guards. And this is where they dodge. This is where Naruto says, let's just go up third floor. But yeah, they go up to the third floor. And this is where, Naruto is kind of greeted to a bunch of bloodlust and hatred towards Naruto's team. Naruto sees all this bloodlust and killer intent, and Naruto seems to be kind of unaffected. Sabina kind of gets, not scared, she just knows her eyes. Hinata kind of gets angry with the fact that people are trying to scare them off, and Sasuke seems, he doesn't really care. Now, of course, the red hair guy kind of does glare, or kind of narrow his eyes at Naruto, because we go into a flashback of what happened with Gaara and Naruto. Naruto was kind of talking to Konohamaru and all that, until Konami then bumped into Kankuro. What Kankuro tried to do was punch Konami, but Naruto grabbed him, break his arm, and then was about to use lightning chakra to zap it through his body. Of course, he instead just pushed this man away. This is where Gaara says, Kankuro, you idiot. What's it called? Tamari, don't you do anything. That's where Naruto says, oh, that's very interesting. So you don't want your sister to do anything, even though you know you're gonna lose? This is where Naruto's right next to him, whispering in his ear. Gaara sent his sand attack, but this is where he was confused where Naruto's at. But Naruto grabs his face and smashed him to the ground. Before the Chunin exam, this is where Gaara widened his eyes and was about to attack him fully. But Naruto just left. This is where Gaara didn't know where Naruto went, but now he's right now looking at Naruto. So we go back to Gaara. Gaara narrowed his eyes. He knows that this guy is fast, but he doesn't know how fast he is. Of course, this is where Naruto goes to sit down. Sabina also does. Hinata and Sasuke. And this is where Naruto does see so many people looking at him. This is where the reason why so many people are looking at him is because of the Senju crest that he has on his back. So, like, some of the Leaf ninjas already knew that this is Naruto Senju, but some other people from different villages are realizing that this is a Senju. A very powerful Senju. They don't know if he's powerful or not, but they know about the Senju and how strong they are because of Hashirama and Tobirama and other Senjus, but yeah, like Tsunade and all that. This is where Naruto, he kind of looks at all of them and doesn't seem very impressed from them. This is where Abiki appeared after everyone kind of going in. And yes, this is where Kabuto tried to go up to Sasuke and try to ask him for stuff. Well, mostly Sasuke, like, seeing if he wanted, like, information or anything. Sasuke ignored him because he didn't care. But Sasuke did have a suspicion on Kabuto. This is where, well, Kiba wanted to get information on, well, what's it called? Sabina and even, Naruto. This is where, well, Kabuto says, Naruto Senju. He's a very powerful ninja. He's a distant related to the Senju. Of course, they don't know if he's related to Hashirama, Torama, or anyone else. Of course, his name is Naruto Senju Uzumaki. He doesn't know about the Namikaze because it doesn't say on the card. He doesn't know about the Uchiha or the Yoshin. So, of course, he says Uzumaki. Interesting. This is where Naruto glares at them. Well, mostly Kiba. This is where, well, what's it called? Kiba then says, what about Sabina? This is where Kabuto says, so it's when he was about to read the card, he's kind of what's called a kunai knife goes through his card, ripping it, well, mostly cutting it in an instant, and almost hitting Kiba. This is where Naruto says, oh, I'm sorry there, dog boy. I missed your head entirely. Let me do it again. But this time, don't move. This is where Kiba goes because he didn't expect Naruto to hear him. This is where Sasuke was also about to throw a kunai at, well, Kiba because he hates Kiba's fucking face. That fucking memory of him trying to kind of harass Hinata always just burns his mind. And he just wants to kill him. But yeah. This is where, well, Abiki appears and says, all of you shut up and let's begin. So of course this is where they're going through the tuning them. Of course Naruto is kind of sending information by using sound waves. Because you see here, Naruto has so many infinities. He has so many infinities, but he's sending all the information towards, well, Sabina. This is where Sabina gets the information. This is where she sends like these fire flowers that are kind of not that colorful and actually blend with the table towards Hinata. Now Hinata does get this information, and when the flower kind of disperses, it kind of shows like a fire marking of letters. This is where Hinata does write down and all them other things. Now Sasuke doesn't really need any of that information because he's right now using his Sharingan to copy people with the movements. So yeah. This is where Naruto, he's just getting the information about other people by using what's it called, other things. But yeah. This is where, well, Naruto, he is just waiting for the 10th question. This is where Biki kind of tells him the 10th question. This is where so many people are nervous, but this is where, well, the 10th question was everyone passing, but yeah. Sorry about that. But of course, everyone starts passing and everyone just got happy. excited and smiling. This is where, well, Abiki says, but all of you can go now. This is where everyone starts leaving, and of course, this is where, well, what's it called? Uncle that appeared, this is where she smashes the window and tells them to everyone to go outside. All you fucking weaklings, but yeah, this is where everyone does go outside. But of course, this is where, everyone is kind of like looking at Uncle. Uncle is explaining. This is where Kiba does kind of daydream, but looking at Hinata and even Sobina. This is where Uncle throws a kunai and was about to like hit Kiba's head. Of course, Kiba manages to dodge and only gets hit in the like what's it called? In the like not near her neck, mostly cheek. Of course, this is where Uncle comes in and licks it. But this is where Kiba's pervertedness kind of says, "Wow." This is where another kunai appears, about to hit him right in the head. This is mostly Naruto because Naruto really doesn't like not Sasuke, Kiba, and if Kiba gets to enjoy his life, Naruto doesn't like that. It's just Naruto just hates Kiba a lot. So yeah, he just wants Kiba's life to kind of be misery. This is where Kiba almost gets hit, and this is where Anko realized that someone else tried to kill him. But yeah, that's where she didn't say anything. Instead, she just kind of goes on and explains the rules. This is where everyone is going on to get their scrolls. This is where Team 7 has a heaven scroll. Everyone else kind of has heaven or earth scroll, but yeah. This is where they go to a specific gate into the Death Forest, and they all kind of open and go in. This is where, Naruto is looking around the whole Death Force, and of course this is where, Sasuke, Sobina, and even Hinata are looking around. This is where Hinata has her Byakugan, just looking around for any teams. Sobina is kind of using her fire flowers just to make traps, just in case, and Sasuke is ready for anything. He's kind of like using his Sharingan just in case. He has to activate it. But this is where Naruto's looking also around. This is where Naruto is kind of using nature itself to sense people. So yeah. This is where, Naruto sees that there's kind of barely anyone near him, but he can sense people kind of being further away. But yeah. Of course, this is where, okay, so of course this is where, they're kind of going to a team that's up ahead, and this is where, they kind of get to this team, and this is where, the team is basically a team of Rinnegans. Now, of course, this team is kind of going to attack another team, but of course, this is where Naruto and Hinata appear. This is where Naruto mostly kind of hits him in pressure points because Naruto knows where they're at, and this is where Hinata also hits him in gentle points, mostly in the what's called chakra points. This is where, not gentle points, chakra points. This is where some of them gets paralyzed and some of them just get knocked out. This is where the last one was about to escape until like fire flowers appear all around him and explode him down back to the ground. Now, of course, not actually killing him, mostly just knocking his ass out. This is where Naruto looks through the scroll and sees it's an earth scroll and says, "Okay, well, we gotta go now." Sasuke is looking out and seeing the other team, and the other team was mostly like this kind of team of cloud ninjas. This is where they realized that an attack happened, but not towards them. This is where they were about to kind of jump towards Naruto's team until another team kind of appears, and this time it's like Sound Team, but it's not like the Sound Team that hasn't gotten another. It's this girl with kind of white hair and silver eyes, slick eyes. This is where she's smiling at the blonde-haired girl with blue eyes from the Cloud Village. This is where they're kind of attacking each other, and this is where, that team is happening, and Naruto says, "We gotta go now, Sasuke." Sasuke narrows his eyes and says, "Sure, let's go." This is where they kind of jump out of there, but of course, when they're kind of going to the tower, this is where a giant snake appears. Well, not a giant snake, a wind style appears. And this is when Naruto feels the wind style appear. This is when Naruto says, "Wood style, wood devastation, forest block." This is where the trees actually block the wind style. This is where a snake appears, and this is where about to go Naruto. Naruto then says, "Lightning style, lightning stream." This is where Naruto sends a very powerful lightning stream straight towards the snake, dispelling it, mostly ripping through it easily. This is where, Sasuke says, "Naruto, watch out." Someone appears right next to Naruto, kicking him. Naruto couldn't block fast enough and then just gets kicked away, smashing into multiple trees. This is where Sabina says, Naruto! This is where Sabina then activates her dojutsu. This is where Hinata also activates his dojutsu, and Sasuke is ready also activating his 3-tomoe Sharingan. Yes, he managed to unlock into a 3-tomoe. This is where Orochimaru says, Sasuke. This is where Naruto says, not gay. This is where, well, Orochimaru says, oh, what a very good joke of yours. But I'm not gay. I just need your body. This is where Sasuke says, sounds like a gay person. Or Orochimaru tries to attack him. This is where Sasuke manages to dodge, and this is where he sends a fireball at Orochimaru. Orochimaru was about to dodge until fire flowers all appear around him, exploding him, and the fireball hitting him. But this is where it was only skin, and this is where he jumps out and tries to attack Sabina with a sword, mostly the Kusanagi. This is where Sabina pulls out her sword and blocks it. And this is where she's adding what's called fire chakra into the blade. This is where they're clashing, but of course this is where Sabina gets kicked in the stomach and smashed into almost a tree, but Naruto got her. This is where Sabina says, Naruto. She passed out from that kick. It was too strong enough, and she's not physically that strong enough to kind of go against a Sani. Naruto says, Sabina, you'll be fine. This is where Naruto makes a shadow clone. Says, take care of her. This is where, it's not a shadow clone, a fire clone. This is where the clone nodded. This is where he jumps away. This is where Naruto looks at the fight from the others. Hinata's right now going close combat against Orochimaru, trying to hit him with the gentle fist. And this is where Orochimaru's dodging pretty easily, but this is where Sasuke says, lightning style, a lightning blitz. This is where he tries to blitz Orochimaru with his sword, and this is where Orochimaru managed to dodge, but a Senbon managed to pierce him right in the, arm. This is where Orochimaru gets angry and attacks Hinata. This is where Sasuke appears with his sword trying to block the attack, but this is where Orochimaru goes over Sasuke because of his snake body, and actually managed to punch Hinata in the face, punching her into multiple trees. This is where Sasuke says, you bastard! He goes into hand signs and says, fire style, fire flame blaze attack. This is where he sent a very powerful fire attack, burning the whole forest. This is where trying to burn Orochimaru. This is where Sasuke gets to Hinata and says, Hinata, are you okay? This is where Orochimaru says, she'll be fine. You on the other hand need to worry about yourself. Trying to bite onto, well, what's it called? Sasuke. This is where before he even gets to bite onto Sasuke, something appears and grabs Sasuke and, well, Hinata. It looks like a fox. A fox looks like to appear kind of grabbing them. This is where Orochimaru was confused. But this is where Sasuke is confused. Why is there a green fox just... Or not green... Yeah, it looks like a green fox. And it looks like to be a little bit bigger than him. This is where it doesn't have tails on him. It only has one tail. And this is where Naruto tries to kind of rush towards it. But the fox seems to kind of understand what Naruto's situation was. So of course it grabbed both Hinata and Sasuke. It's having Sasuke kind of from the shirt kind of biting on it. And this is where having Hinata on mostly his back. This is where the fox kind of just jumps away by running away. This is where Orochimaru kind of tries to attack him by sending a very powerful one style. But this is where Naruto appears sending his own lightning style, lightning stream, trying to hit Orochimaru. Orochimaru manages to dodge and says, you must be Naruto Senju. I'm not interested in you. I'm interested in the Uchi. Your eyes. What are those? This is where Naruto says, my eyes are nothing important to you. You fucking weakling. Or not weakling, he said, you fucking pedo. This is where Orochimaru laughs and then rushes at Naruto. Naruto starts fighting against Orochimaru. Orochimaru sees that Naruto is very strong in multiple infinities, because Naruto is sending multiple infinities, like lightning and water, fire and wind, and even earth styles, earth spike, fireball, water bullets, mostly water bullet streams. This is where lightning shock murder. This is where what's called wind style slashing. He's sending multiple attacks at Orochimaru. Orochimaru's managed to dodge, and some of them does hit him, but this is where he managed to just peel his skin off. About mostly like 2 to 3 times, but yeah. This is where Orochimaru's getting tired and annoyed with Naruto. This is where he rushes at Naruto, but Naruto says, what's up, binding? This is where he managed to capture Orochimaru, but Orochimaru managed to just peel his skin again and rush towards Naruto. Naruto just says, damn it, this is bad. This is where Orochimaru says, you're not going to survive this, now die. He tried to stab Naruto with the Kusanagi blade. Naruto pulled out both his Tonto, kind of pushing the Kusanagi away. Naruto says, I'm not losing. He has lightning chakra into one of his Tontos and the other one, wind chakra. Starts colliding with what's called clashing with Orochimaru. Orochimaru is trying to attack and block and slash at Naruto, but Naruto keep attacking. This is what Orochimaru is saying. I will kill your little fucking purple hair bitch. And also that fucking Hyuga. How will you feel about it? What happened if I kill you? What happened if I kill all of your fucking loved ones? How did they feel? You won't be able to save them. Because Naruto did kind of get stabbed. And kind of near the chest. Naruto was getting quite annoyed. And of course, Orochimaru does know about the Nine Tails. This is where Orochimaru kind of uses his arm to kind of elongate and grab Naruto's arms. And this is where he's about to use the Element Seal. The Kusanagi blade still stab into Naruto's chest. And this is where Naruto says, I won't let you. This is where Orochimaru says, oh, but sorry. A 5-element seal. He hits Naruto, and Naruto's chakra kind of gets sealed away. This is where the Naruto chakra is kind of dissipating. But Kurama noticed this to be a last-minute ditch, so this is where he activates Naruto's power. The distant related to, well, a clan that's from the Uzumakis. This is where Naruto's body changed. In an instant, this is where Naruto kicks Orochimaru right in the chin, smashing him into the tree. Naruto's body has changed. Naruto has seemed to kind of grown a little bit bigger. This is where Naruto was 5'3" before. Now he looks to be 5'5". This is where, well, it kind of looks like to be 5'5.5". But yeah. This is where Naruto, he looks up. This is where he has 4 tails behind him. Not 4 tails. 5 tails behind him. This is where they're different elements, but they look like to change multiple times. But of course, this is where they are kind of a yellowish color behind him. A yellowish kind of color behind him. So yeah. This is where, they mostly look like to be, at the tip to be kind of yellow, but mostly black tails. This is where Naruto's hair also changed. From having yellow blondish hair to having fully black hair. This is where Naruto's eyes are slicked like what's called the Nine Tails. But of course, they're not red. They're actually blue. But of course, this is where Naruto Sharingan is covering, well, not Sharingan. The Sharingan deactivated thanks to his chakra being sealed. But this isn't chakra that Naruto's activating his power with. This is where Naruto sends a very powerful fire straight towards, Orochimaru. But it's not made with chakra. Orochimaru realizes and almost gets hit by it. This is where Naruto grabs the Kusanagi blade and starts melting it. It looks like Naruto is using some type of power that's not chakra. Because this is not chakra at all. This is called demonic power. This is where Naruto is now using his demonic power that he's actually a descendant from. Mostly clan. Naruto is now in the form of the Kitsune. A clan that, was mostly in the demonic, demonic world. The 9 realms of hell. But of course, this is where they kind of managed to travel into the Uzumakis and kind of had children with them, kind of making them have descendants. Now, Naruto's a kind of royal from the Uzumaki clan, making him be able to be a very distant descendant of the Kitsune. So of course Naruto has 5 tails just because how strong he is and how Kurama sent a lot of demonic chakra into Naruto. This is where, this demonic chakra can actually be used and not be sealed away. This is where Naruto rushes at Orochimaru, kicking him right in the head, smashing him into a tree. Now Orochimaru is shocked. This is where he never thought that Naruto will have some kind of form like this, like the Nine Tails. He thinks that this is the Nine Tails and he didn't manage to seal that away. But Naruto then knees Orochimaru right in the stomach. This is where, Orochimaru didn't actually expect Naruto's strength just to increase a lot. He smashed into a tree. This is where, Orochimaru is still trying to fight against Naruto and Taijutsu, but Naruto's whooping his ass. This is where Naruto is hitting him in some of the pressure points. Some of the pressure points that normal humans will have. But they didn't affect what's called Orochimaru. But this is why Naruto's eyes are so much more special. It seems to be more accurate to the pressure points because he's not using normal chakra no more. He's using demonic power. So this is where Naruto smashes his fist in one of the points that Orochimaru has to be in a snake. This is where Orochimaru felt this amount of pain. This is where he smashes into a tree. Thanks to the strength of the power that Naruto is now having, the Kitsune, he is superhuman level strength. He is no longer to be a normal human. This power is superhuman. Not superhuman, supernatural power of, the unknown. It's inhuman mostly. He is now just that strong. He then kind of like knees Orochimaru with just high speed into more trees. This is where, Orochimaru tries to bite onto Naruto's neck with the curse mark, and it burns off in an instant. Naruto then grabs Orochimaru in the neck and starts kind of breaking it. This is where Orochimaru says, "Let go of me, you brat!" Punches Naruto in the face, but this is where Naruto doesn't gets pushed back. Instead, Naruto kind of punches him down to the ground. This is where Naruto's getting angry. His tails are kind of just flapping behind Naruto. This is where, Naruto's tails decide to turn all into steel. This is why Orochimaru was shocked, because what the hell? They were just fluffy a while ago, and now they turn into steel and pierce him. This is where Orochimaru widened his eyes. This is where he had to get out, and now he's running down low, very low on chakra. This is where he needs to get out of there. But this is where Naruto appears saying, "Fire Saw, Fire Fist, Demonic Punch." For some reason that came up to his mind. This is where Naruto punches Orochimaru down to the ground, burning him, scorching him on the back. This is where a huge scorch mark was on Orochimaru's back. This is where Orochimaru had to get out of the kind of shit again. And of course, this is where, he still felt the burning sensation on his back. It seems that mark that Naruto kind of left him with that power seems to not really let go out of Orochimaru's system. Orochimaru has to get out of Naruto's way or something. He needs to get away from him. That's where Naruto appears again. Lightning style. Lightning piercing jabs. And so where Naruto, he has both of his hands into lightning style, but also his tails are also kind of covered into this lightning coat. But of course, they also became steel. That's where Naruto, in such high speeds, managed to stab multiple times into Orochimaru, about 500 times in just a couple of seconds. This is where Orochimaru widened his eyes. He got this many stab marks, but of course he feels the lightning inside his body, zapping him. This is where he's getting paralyzed. This is where he needs to get out of here. This is where Naruto then kicks him right in the side of the head, smashing him across to the right. So far. This is where he smashes into multiple trees. This is where Naruto, he's now angry. This is where Naruto, he sends Fire Style, Fire Demonic Dragon Breath. This is where he sent a very powerful fire style without using any hand signs. Just sent it from his mouth. That was the name that he just thought of. This is where, the fire just starts burning everything in front of him, straight towards Orochimaru. Just anything that's in front of him just gets burned in an instant. Starts rushing like a wild type of fire, just rushing towards Orochimaru. Anything that's kind of not being burnt, it's getting scorched. It's being turned black. And this is where, Orochimaru kind of gets up, and then he sees the giant fire attack. This is where Orochimaru has to go to a hand sign, says, water style, water bullets. This is where he sends multiple water bullets, thinking that would stop the fire, but the fire just goes on and scorches him. This is where he widens his eyes. That fire is too strong. Whatever Naruto's using is not normal. It's not human. This is where Naruto appears, smashing his knee into, Orochimaru. Orochimaru widens his eyes. This is where Naruto then smashes his other leg down like an axe kick. Straight down for Orochimaru's back, smashing him down to the ground. Now Naruto is saying, "I will show you what this power is now about." This is where Naruto, in his left hand, where he pull out one of his tonsils, he melts his tonsils in an instant, well, both of his tonsils melt in an instant, creating the sword. That the sword looks to be extremely hot in temperature. Like, you know how they turn red when they're extremely hot? Yeah, that's what it looks like. This is where, well, the handle looks to have like a, what's it called, like a hand? Like some kind of like claw hand on the handle. And of course, this is where Naruto grabs the sword and cuts Orochimaru's head off. This is where Orochimaru widened his eyes. He never thought he would lose. He died. This is where Naruto, he falls until unconscious. Because he never thought he was going to use that much power. That much demonic power. But of course, Naruto passed out. And this is where I'm going to leave it off for part 4 of this What If. But other than that, have a nice potato day, potato night, potato say, potato, and good night. Alright, bye-bye.